What if there's a way you can brainwash yourself to be way more confident on camera? In today's video, I have some 5 amazing tips that I'm excited to share with you. This is especially going to be useful to you if you're an online coach or an online business owner who wants to create more dynamic video content and get people watching more and more. Let's dive into the first tip, and that has to do with pacing. Think about the last time you were doing something that made you really nervous. How were you talking? You were probably speeding up. Maybe you were not knowing what kind of words to use, and maybe you were speaking over yourself, and maybe your gestures were starting to get more and more frantic with every word. This happens because you're nervous. Your brain is essentially telling you, ooh, danger here, be careful. On the opposite side of the spectrum, what happens when you are sitting down to have a casual, intimate chat with a friend? You're probably much more calm, probably a bit more quiet.
Maybe your pace is a little slower.
This is because you're with someone you trust, you're with someone you love, and you feel seen and heard, and that safety allows you to slow down. So, when you are about to sit down to make a video, think about the camera as a friend, someone that you love, someone you care for, and consider your pacing according to that. The more calm, casual, and cool you are, like you're talking to a friend, the more the viewer is going to perceive you to be that way. It's going to make you look more friendly, more approachable, and it's going to get people to engage with you more. With that said, if you are in this moment of storytelling, it's okay to speed up sometimes. It's okay to use pacing in a way that's going to serve you, to keep the attention of the viewer. But my personal choice is to feel like I'm talking to a friend, take my time, and adjust my pacing accordingly. I also want to say something here. Next time you watch a film or a TV show, take a look at the characters. Which character are you more drawn to? Are you drawn to the character that's like cool, calm, a little bit deadly? Or are you drawn to the character that's like frantic and there's a lot going on? It's like chaos. I think you might discover something really interesting about yourself with that exercise. The second tip to feel more confident in front of the camera is to smile. Smiling is one of the biggest superpowers you can use to create that energetic exchange with your viewer. We're all attracted to positivity. When we're watching a video, we want to feel good about ourselves. We want the presenter to make us feel good about ourselves. And something beautiful also happens when you simply just smile. You get more calm yourself, and you come from this place of like excitement and generosity. So when in doubt, give yourself a big old smile and then see what the rest of the recording feels like. The third tip is to know a little bit what you're actually saying in the video so that you don't get lost and you don't go off topic. Going off topic is normal. We're all human and we all have our moments and days. But when you have a bit of an outline, at least you're able to keep the attention of your viewer because they know where they are and where you're taking them. Think of yourself as the driver, as the storyteller. You need to define the direction that you're driving people towards. There are a couple of ways to do that. Some people love to outline exactly word by word what they want to say. If that's you, I want you to write down your script as if you're talking, because some people write a little bit differently and talk a little bit differently, and then that creates a disconnect. So write as you would talk. Second thing, if you are the quick bullet point kind of person, just bullet point your starting point and your ending point. So that way you know, okay, I'm going to start this video at this point, and then I'm going to finish and wrap things up with this conclusion. So ultimately, this is what I like to call the opener conclusion loop. You need to have a way that you're opening your idea, and you need to have a way that you are closing your idea so that you can bring your message across to the person who is watching you. Another thing here is a bit of a fun analogy. Apparently, in the movie, I believe it was Goodfellas, where Joe Pesci and Robert De Niro were acting, Martin Scorsese let them improvise quite a bit. And the way that he would allow them to do that is like this. He would tell them, I want you to start the scene here with this opening line, and then I want you to end the scene here with this action or with this resolution. How you go from point A to point B, it's none of my business. I'm going to leave this up to you. You can improvise your way until you get there. And to this day, that's such a profound thing that has still very much stuck with me. And it allows me to be much more comfortable in front of the camera, impromptu, without a lot of prep, because I know my starting point, I know my end point, and then I can improvise my way to get there. The next tip that I want to share with you is about the way you look. Now, there's a reason when someone puts on makeup and costume before they get on stage, or there's a reason why speakers and presenters dress a certain way and put on makeup and do their hair a certain way. It's almost like putting on a character. So before you sit down to make a video, see if you can transform yourself into the character version of you who is making the video. So that could look like doing your hair a certain way. It could look like wearing a certain outfit that's very associated with your brand. It could look like doing your makeup a certain way. So just to give an example, today, me, when I'm sitting down to make these videos, I usually like to have my hair out like this, quite curly. I like to put some sort of a headband, or as I like to call, a tiara, because I'm such a princess sometimes. And then I like to wear things that represent my brand, usually in light colors with fun patterns or intricacies. It just brings me a lot of joy at the same time, all the while putting me in the zone, in the character. So I'm Gulce, I'm still me, but I'm a slightly different version of me here in front of the camera, so that I can almost have this persona to present to you. So what could that look like for you? Another tip I have is to hydrate. Hydration is really, really important, because when you are filming, especially if you have a batch recording day, you're going to be using your energy, you're going to get dehydrated. And it's sometimes even okay to have like water next to you. I mean, I don't have it here, I have it a little bit over there, but it's okay to just have some glass of water next to you to sip every now and then. It does a few things. It kind of takes off the edge for that 1 second when you're lifting the glass to drink. It's like you're in your zone. You get like a little second to calm down. It distracts you from overthinking. I like that. And then it also reiterates the fact to the audience, reiterates the fact that you're kind of like having a nice casual conversation with them. That's another great tip. And also, it's like a cool thing to do. It's a cool thing to do. Like, yeah, I'm here casually doing this video. Let me just take a sip of water and let me get back to it. Another tip I have when it comes to having more confidence on camera is think about your eye contact. When we talk to people in real life, how do we talk to them? We don't usually like stare at them the entire time, right? Well, I sometimes do. I'm working on it. But we don't usually just stare at the person's eye the entire time, because what happens when we do that? It gets a little wild. The other person can start to feel a little bit unsafe. Or if the eye contact is too intense, it can feel a little sexual. So usually what happens when we're talking to someone and when we're making eye contact with them is we make a point, and then every now and then we look around, we look down, and then we look back at them again. Maybe we have a moment to think for ourselves. Do that on camera. Because it's like you're talking to a friend. It's okay to look away and then look back as you would in a regular conversation. One of the earlier videos that I made, I sometimes watch this for fun. I noticed like how intensely I'm staring at the camera the whole time. Like there's this constant eye contact. And every single time I watch it back, I get a little bit like weirded out about it. Like this does not look or feel natural. So it's okay to break up eye contact every now and then. Again, it kind of exudes that level of confidence, and it also mimics what would happen in reality. So these are my tips for you if you want to instantly feel much more confident and comfortable in front of the camera. Now that you know all of these tips about camera confidence and you have a YouTube channel that you want to level up and take it to the next level, check out the details of Video Sales Mastery down in the description of this video, where you can learn different ways you and I can work together to start and scale a profitable YouTube channel for your business. I have 3 specific ways that I could help you. And if you have any questions about any of these and you want to schedule some time to speak with me, I'll also be leaving my calendar down in the comments of the video. Until the next time, don't forget to stay awesome, and I will see you over at this next video where we're sharing more YouTube tips with you. So click and I will see you over there.